So in case you haven't heard the news, Marvel Snap, that addictive mobile card game that's entirely digital, just recently got dropped onto the PC. Now, as a Marvel fan, and I don't mean, oh, I just like the movies, I am infatuated by the idea of having a game where I can actually get to see and know, or have people get exposed to Marvel's damn near 5,000 character log and archive. But the problem I'm running into is that this game is almost too bland. And look, I don't want people to think that I'm hating on the game or I think the game is a piece of shit. It's nothing even remotely like that. Hear me out. When you first start up the game, you almost immediately get thrown into a match. The tutorial is basically 5 sentences. And then, over time, when you level up, you get to learn about the snap function. But in between that time, you find out about the 2 basic main currencies. And there's a third currency that's meant to upgrade the cards you already have. The more cards you upgrade, the more cards you unlock. But the cards you unlock are not determined by you. You also cannot create, engineer, or craft new cards that are, things you don't have yet with any raw materials or by just, scrapping and recycling other cards. Kind of sort of like Yu-Gi-Oh does with their new Master Duel system. Look, I'm not going to tell you the game is boring. In fact, the fact that you have 3 different sections you can put a card down on, and of those 3 different sections, one of them or 2 of them will have a random event that happens that creates a very, very crazy effect that can work in your favor or it can work against you, is very, very unique. That basically means even if you have the same deck, no 2 situations and scenarios are truly going to be alike. But how expansive is that? Mind you, I've only had about, maybe a dozen matches. The variations I've seen aren't that various. It's not as nebulous as they could make it be. Furthermore, when I went into the deck list system, I tried to search other cards to see if maybe I could at least know what they do or find out how high they are up in that tier ranking unlock system. By the way, I was at level 5 when I tried to look through the system. My finger got tired of scrolling and it stopped at about 1,000. I'm sure it goes well beyond that because again, Marvel has damn near 5,000 characters and they've already said that they're introducing deviants and various. In fact, if you head over to the main YouTube channel, they've got a whole Big in Japan section where they're showing off alternate versions of X-23. A character who already has too many alternate versions. She has a clone little sister, she has a defective clone version on some Cammy and DeCapre shit, and she's older and gets older. Her hair's all white last time I checked. And it's just fucking crazy. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate X-23, I don't hate her as a concept. Oh yeah, and there's also Talon in the comics. I'm pretty sure no one knows about Talon. My issue is just that, how are you going to go through the whole entire Rolodex if you keep stopping and do deviants and variants all the damn time? Look, I like what they're doing, I understand what they're going for, and I generally respect it. But this game is it's almost too empty and it's almost too bland. Don't get me wrong, I don't want 50 or 60 different currencies. Looking at you, Final Fantasy fucking strategy game on mobile. God damn, what is that? 48 currencies? And if you have a limited edition or a cameo guest star character, they get their own currency? Oh my god, that is painful. That shit is painful. And unnecessary, but painful. They basically took a page from that book and said, hey, you know what's a good idea? Removing all the stupid shit and unnecessary superfluous shit that is inside of a mobile game like this. Mind you, a card game is not a strategy game that features RPG leveling characters, but you know what I mean, goddammit. So, I can honestly say that they didn't make a terrible game. But the fact that I don't even have the ability to make my deck stand out or be unique in any way, shape, or form unless I continuously play the game until I amass however many dozens or however many hundreds of cards there are is ridiculous. I have no problem with the fact that all matches end within 6 turns because, hey look, all bullshit aside, we just have a fucking rematch. I'm okay with that. If memory serves, you gotta wait till level 10 before you can actually properly use the snap cube. And then on top of that, the tutorial was basically, hey, you hit start, okay, we're gonna give you 5 or 6 sentences while you're playing in a match. Good luck. The voice acting in and of itself technically is not terrible, but it's in that range of bland and emptiness. Most people saying lines are only doing one sentence and they sound extremely muffled. Now, I did mess with my audio settings to the point where I turned down almost every other sound except the voice, so the voice overpowered everything else. They are legitimately too muffled. I think the audio may be compressed for cell phones, but they might want to consider just having everyone re-record their lines. Based on what I'm hearing about how much money this game is probably making, I don't think that's going to be too fucking hard. Now, that being said, I can't fucking lie. There is a very, very small amount of people I would recommend this to. This game is not bad, again, but it feels very, very empty. There's practically no true banter. Everyone says one or two sentences if you're taking too long to do something, or if you won a match or lost a match. Everything else is one-liners or grunts. I get what they were going for. And on some level, they did succeed. But the entertainment value drops significantly for me. And I was winning. And I know what you're thinking, well, there's going to be harder challenges later. Yeah, but here's the problem. Remember what I said about that rank system? Or did I not bring up the rank system? Either way, I'm doing it now. So, when you level up a card, it gets more special material added to it. Essentially, you're leveling up its rarity. But leveling up a rarity also unlocks new cards for you, because you don't get to choose the order that you get new cards, and you can't engineer and craft them, much like in Master Duel. Don't get me wrong, I do not respect Master Duel, but they had a good craft system. I honestly do believe that. How they monetize it was dumb, but they have a good craft system. So, here's what blows my mind. Imagine you're playing a deck build card game that is entirely digital, but for no reason, you can't look at a card, recycle, scrap, or pay for materials to go and create whatever card that is that you want to add to your deck that could, help you get boosted up in the ranking. Also, I didn't even find a ranking system that matches you up one-to-one with someone. All I know is that I hit a button to go into co-op PvP, and it puts me in co-op PvP. What happens if I end up against someone who's been playing this game since day zero over on cell phones, and reminder, accounts transfer? Am I just royally fucked? It's honestly a little bit nebulous, but they do seem to try to keep it fair, because I never fought somebody who had a bajillion more different cards than me. They usually had maybe a 5-card difference, or they had the same cards, but they used cards I took out of my deck. It was weird. There's no congratulation message. There's no way to give them props. You basically just see a name on the other side of the screen, and then after turn 6, you never hear from them again or see them again. I'm not even sure there's a friends list function. Like I said, I did about a dozen matches. I've got over an hour of footage, but I honestly feel like one of the biggest things missing is the level of community as well as the entertainment factor. Again, I don't like comparing things to Master Duel. Master Duel is not the first person to make a digital card game. They do have the extra adage of being backed by a physical, but they understood some very basic shit. And that is that the player should not feel bored even if your game is actually put together well. So, who would I recommend this for? Strange, this isn't a review. This is me talking about how they can improve, but I guess I can technically do both. Honestly, if you're a Marvel fan and you're tired of people only thinking about MCU characters, I would try to introduce them to this game, because they could play 5 or 10 minutes a day, get a little ego boost from winning a match, and go about their life. Would I introduce to someone who is, dyed in the wool XCOM, dyed in the wool Fire Emblem, and, other various card games in real life or digital, such as Magic the Gathering, etc., etc.? Probably not, because their first question would be, why do I not have the ability to create my deck the way I want to? Honestly, I don't even have a good answer for them. Every card, even if it doesn't have an effect, it can either gain you energy or you can, boost up your area attack power. There are deviations allowed, and a lot of them are cool because you can go and play the same match with the same person with the same deck and still have a different experience just because lane 2 show its effect until, you know, turn 4 or something like that. Or you can create a situation where every single card is going to be randomly pushed over into a different section because nothing is allowed to be here, completely changing the odds of who wins and who doesn't win in battle. There are so many ways and so many deviations with special effects on cards that they can glean just from how they set up the lane situation, and I love it. But again, if I go into the card system, which is a level system, and I know it goes past 1,000, like literally I started like level 5 or level 1 and I just scrolled up, which is probably what you're seeing on screen right now, and I just got tired of doing it and said fuck it once I got to like part 1000. Also, you don't even get to see what those cards are past a certain point. I can honestly say they should have used a completely different system when it came to card crafting, which essentially is what they have now. Hey, take these cards you may not even be running, rank them up. Oh, you rank them up? Cool, now do it again. Yay! Now you can level your card tier system. Oh look, you're either going to get money, in-game currency, or you're going to get a new card. One of the three. And I'm just sitting up here like, bro, so even when I rank up a card, there's not a guarantee I get a new card because they might be in an odd slot, meaning they're the first or the third thing I'm going to get on the tier. So you're going to get chips, you're going to get gold, you're going to get a card, and it's not 100% cards. And then once I get that card, I have no way of knowing what I'm going to get, or rather how long it's going to take specifically to upgrade that card. Or rather, if there is a system that did that, the tutorial didn't really explain it that well to me. Basically what it showed me is, hey, if you use cards long enough, you may get the option after a match to upgrade the rarity of the card. First you get a frame break. By the way, how the fuck is a frame break a rarity increase? Then you get a parallax style 3D holographic situation. Okay, those are pretty cool. And then once you do that, you add to that card tier again. But that's it. There's no built-in community. You have to go off of the actual game and into a Discord to find a built-in community. If you want to know what every single card in the game is, you have to go off the game and you have to go into a wiki. And trust me, I tried. I went into the deck builder and I just went and searched characters that I know have a card, like Arrow. Because as far as I'm concerned, Arrow is not going to get a lot of attention. At best, Arrow may get, you know, a cartoon. Hopefully Disney won't fuck it up and it leans towards, you know, an Adult Swim themed audience. But that's about it. I mean, literally, that is about it. You have no way, to my knowledge, to discard your cards. You have no way to recycle or convert your cards into other cards. And you have no way outside of going on the internet, independent of the game, about figuring out how long it's going to take you to get to a card that you like, of a character that you like. It's fucking crazy, man. It's honestly fucking crazy. So I guess the real question would be, do I like this game? And would I recommend it to people? Well, this isn't really a review. This is just me giving my 2 cents and a little bit of a critique. However, I mean, there's no rules saying I can't do it. But honestly, as I stated earlier, diehard Marvelites who want to just see how expansive the world is, or they want to dip their toe in a strategy with characters they actually like and respect. But hardcore card game players, I honestly think they would feel bored. Kinda sorta like me. My problem is presentation. My problem isn't the game itself. My problem is user interface related issues. I should be able to make my cards and see what my cards are without leveling up another fucking card that is irrelevant to the situation. I got White Tiger my first day. You think I give a shit about White Tiger? I'm sure there's someone out there that cares. Not me though. But then again, you know, that's just my 2 cents. See you guys in the next one.